AHO! So this is Lynn and I am back with another video after about 1 or 2 weeks of inactivity because I just came back from a camp. It is called the Enlightened Warrior Training Camp, held from the 29th of September till 4th of October, which I just came back from. It is held in Perak, Malaysia, in a resort, Swiss Garden Resort at Damai Laut. So I have been there for about 4 days of activities and about another 1 day for registration, and we spent another day, 1 day coming back. So I took about I took a flight from Singapore to Ipoh. Then I took a 2-hour car ride with 2 of my friends, and we went there that way, and we came back with a 2-hour ride and then a 1-hour flight from Ipoh to Singapore. So I only came back about on 5th October, which was just 2 days ago. And I don't know if you can hear, but my voice is a bit husky right now because we have done so much activities which I should not share or reveal too much for the sake of those who have yet to attend the event. So I'll try to keep my sharing to a minimal, just to share with you guys what are the biggest takeaways or learnings that I've gotten from the camp, because I have a lot of people who have been asking me, so how do you feel about the camp, what are your biggest takeaway, what do you think, what are the things that you have learned that you can put into use in the real life. So this video is about that, and I will spend the next few minutes hopefully talking about it, and it will be mainly about the 3 points that I've learned. The 3 biggest key takeaways that I've gotten out of this camp is 1, teamwork. Teamwork is really important. I know that I used to think that teamwork is important, but this camp has really put it into action for me to see, and I'll be explaining about it in a bit. The second thing I learned is about the power of love, and then the third thing is commitment. So just to give you a brief idea for those who do not know about this camp, the Enlightened Warrior Training Camp, it's a 4-day camp. So 4 days you will be going through different rotation of activities, and it is highly experiential. When I mean highly experiential, it is so basically you are in a resort. There's no other ways to join a camp with you staying in another environment or location or hotel, because everybody who attends this camp has to stay in that one resort, and all activities are conducted in that area. So basically all your 3 meals will be there, all your whole days of activity will be there, and you'll be just spending that whole 4 days there. There's no way out. And if you choose your way out, then well, I don't think it's possible. And you won't graduate an Enlightened Warrior. So our day started at about, for me, my day started at about 5:45, because we had to wake up and get ready in time for our first activity of the day, and it usually lasts until about 11:30 thereabouts into the night. So I must say it's very demanding on the body, because I'm not used to waking up so early and spending so much of my time awake. But I did it. I woke up at 5:45, which is something I thought I never could do, but I did it. All of us, I would say most of us did it. We went through all the activities. We were really tired and all, but we went through it. And the 4 days, it was highly experiential, lots of physical activity, I would say, lots of movement, lots of moving around, lots of activity. You don't really have much time to eat, so it's okay. I graduated a warrior, so I'm happy for that. But anyway, so just to share the first point on teamwork, the reason why I think teamwork is so important because throughout the 4 days you'll learn that basically once you go through that 4 days you'll know that teamwork is important, be it as part of a nation or in your own tribe. These are the terminologies that we use. The nation is like the whole camp, all the participants in the camp, all the students in the camp, and the tribe is our teammates, our group mates in that group that we do our activities with. So basically for the most part I would say I got the most out of this camp, not because it was physically demanding. It was more of like I knew I could do the activities regardless, and with that mindset I could actually do even more. I could give more support to my teammates, I could go out there and do more, I would say, and I really played at my 100%. So my voice, actually I thought I would lose my voice by the 4th day, but I think the more I shouted, the more I actually have my voice. It's quite amazing. I think it's because I projected it out instead of just screaming. So while doing all those activities, we do have some, as with every camps, you need to do your group cries, like the shouts, the chants, whatever, like all those like chants or shoutings and all, just to keep all of the group mates or your teammates or your tribe members together. And I came to understand the power of everyone working together and playing to their hardest, playing to their 100%, and that togetherness actually really helped to push everybody forward. And I was really inspired by a lot of the events and people, especially who completed some activities, because they might not be at their fittest, they might have injuries, they might have all sorts of things, like the youngest in the whole event was 15 years old, is 15 years old, and the oldest is about 65. So all of them completed activities, they went through all the 4 days, and I just think it's really inspiring, especially for the people that I've worked with and my team. They do inspire me a lot with their commitment and motivation to just keep going, because we're a team, you have to stick together. And when you just see them grow within just that few hours, you know that this camp is amazing, honestly. Yeah. And so I could go on and on about teamwork, but because I couldn't reveal too much about the specific activities, I'll just try my best to keep the activities, the description of the activities to a minimal. So I hope you guys can experience it for yourself. One of the events or activities that I remember the most vividly is one that I have to actually partner with a teammate, a tribe member, that we have to really trust each other and to complete the activity together. For me, I really am not afraid. Okay, I was afraid at some points after I committed to doing the activity, but most of the time I raised my hands up first, or I just went on first. Like, I had no fear, like literally no fear. I was so excited for all the challenges. I welcomed it with so much excitement, and I knew I could do it because I set my mind to it. So because of that, I really just did all the activities, and there was this one that I had to really trust my partner. I was like telling her, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it, it's okay, I'm here, you can do it. Okay, like a few other activities it was similar, but that one especially I remember because when I told her that, I was actually very scared myself. I had other fears at a point in time, and I had to overcome that and to really, because I could see fear in her eyes, I had to tell her just, it's okay, we can do this together. I'm feeling emotional. Okay, yeah. So we went on and did the activity, and until that point of time where I felt like, okay, we have to stop and couldn't go on, and she was now the one who actually came on and gave me words of like support and to say like, hey, we can do this, let's just take a few more steps and all. Then we actually went pretty far into the activity, and for her it was like one of the most it was the biggest takeaway that she learned from this whole 4 days, because she went up on the stage on the last day to share about this moment that I shared with her. So I was really, really honored. But for myself, I do think I share the same sentiment, because honestly, from a very young age, I didn't have a very good experience with my friends. That's why I tend to rely on myself a bit more through my secondary, high school years, and so on. I mean, like, I do have friends, but I try to rely on myself because there was that childhood trauma, you could say. So growing up, especially also in a girls' school, like where we have to depend on ourselves and we have no guys to depend on for like carrying heavy stuff, or like to just rely on someone or to be dependent on someone. I learned at a very young age to depend on myself, and I was okay with that. And being an introvert, I think it just made it more like I just kept to myself more. I just rely on myself. If there's anything, I would just depend on myself. Yeah. So after that activity, I realized that actually, hey, if there's somebody who is trustworthy and who is able to play at the same level, who is a great teammate, it is always easier to just like put that trust into that person, and because when you do so, you can walk further, you can go further, you can do more. So that really opened up my eyes in being comfortable with trusting others. I would say this whole camp really gave me that confidence that, hey, there are other people whom you can trust, you can not worry about, you don't have to do things all by yourself, that with more people there are more strength, there are more knowledge to be shared. I really felt it throughout the whole camp, and even after the camp when we are heading back home on the plane and at the airport, where me and my girlfriends were just like sharing about some stuff. So yeah, that to me was like the biggest takeaway for teamwork. There are a lot of other activities that requires a lot of teamwork as well, and honestly, you just have to really experience it to understand it. For me, it really put all the activities really allowed me to see teamwork like playing out in front of your eyes, and just within a day you can see it, just everything unravel in front of your eyes. So that to me was really helpful. And yeah, like if you go to camps, it is, even if I've attended like other camps in school last time, yes, we do have teamworks, yes, we do have a lot of all this, but this one, it really, I think because I played at my 100%, that's why I could see more effect. I could see that people are more participative, that we actually like won the I don't think we won the cheer, but I think we had the best cheer, like our Silver Wolves tribe. We had one of the best cheer because our team was just so bonded, and we won one of the events that was being shared on the last day. So I really think that teamwork is important, and everybody really have to just play at 100% to give their all to make it work. I could really go on forever, but I think I should stop and move on. So the second one I've actually learned about is the power of love. To me, there was this segment on our first day, one of the rotations, where other than doing some activities, we actually had to just do some activity. it was part of this whole segment where I got to really see people trying to protect. Like, okay, so basically what happened was like, there will be people in front of us asking us who is behind us, or like who are we fighting for, who's the person that we are trying to protect. And basically after the activity, you know, like you see people screaming and shouting and crying who they are trying to protect, who they are fighting for. It was just so emotional and heartwarming. Like, basically I cried throughout the entire, I don't know, 1 or 2 hours. Not because it was for me or for like that, not because it was for me or the person I was protecting, but it really allowed me to feel the whole room's love, and the people that in all the individual people that they are actually, like, you know, they are humans, they're all humans, they're all fighting for someone, they all have someone behind them that tries to push them forward. And it was just so heartwarming. Like, I couldn't, like, it was the first time I really felt like that love from so many people, and that they are really trying to protect and fight for their loved one. And that to me was phenomenal. Like, I cannot describe that feeling. Honestly, that was one of the most powerful moments, and one of the time where I cried or teared the most. And it's not because it's anything sad, it's just because I was so happy, I was so filled with that love, that power, that energy of people fighting for their loved one, that I just couldn't, yeah, it was so heartwarming, it was so powerful. And it really allowed me to understand people at a better level. Like, it really opened up my compassionate heart for people. And yeah, once you go through that, you will realize that every other person on this planet, I would say, at least, they are either fighting for themselves is also fighting for a loved one, right? Like, they are their loved one or they are like fighting for their family, their child, their children, their spouse, their wife, their everyone. Like, those who keep going forward is because they have someone behind them that they are fighting for. And I just think that it's so powerful and heartwarming. And that's the second takeaway for me. The power of love is really important and really very powerful. It's amazing, honestly. You have to really be there to experience it. I must say, you wouldn't regret being there, because there's so much life lesson that you can learn. And then the third one is commitment. So commitment in general, there's a lot of different kind of commitment that I make for myself. So one of the example I can give you is I committed fully to play at 100%, I would say. Before I even came to this camp, I knew that regardless of any activities, I can do it, I will do it, and I will just do it. Like, the end goal is so clear in my mind that regardless of any activity, honestly, I would say it is quite demanding physically for some people, but for me, it was no kick. Like, because I knew I could do it, I just felt like, hey, why isn't there more, you know? Like, I think I can handle more, I can handle much more. And also because I'm probably a bit younger than the rest, and being a girl, I don't have to take on so much stress, you know. But I think I really played really hard. I welcome all challenges with excitement, and regardless of anything, I knew because I could do it, so I can be there to support others who might not be strong enough to handle those kind of stress or fear. And because of that, I really did my best and got acknowledged for it, which is the first time I actually felt that way. Last time I would just do okay in school, in dance, in whatever, I would just do okay. And yet I wanted to be acknowledged. But now I realize I did well, and because I wanted, okay, in a way I saw other people getting acknowledged and I wanted to be acknowledged, so I put in extra effort, my like 110% effort to make sure. I don't know why, I just want to be acknowledged, so I just did it and I got acknowledged for one of the events. So I was like really happy about it. Like that made me realize like, oh, if I'm committed to making something happen, if I have the end goal in mind, it will actually happen. Yeah. And last time I know in group work or teamwork, like in camps, I know I was still a much more introverted me, so I didn't play to my fullest. I still kept to myself that little bit. So this time around I really went all out. I supported others, I was there for others, I encouraged them, I empowered them. I really like played to, yeah, basically like in whatever activity, if I can scream and shout and do whatever I can to give support and encouragement, I would just do it without fear. Like last time I'll be like afraid of touching the opposite gender or whatever, but this time around it's like whatever, I'm just going to do whatever that I felt like doing at that moment in terms of support. Like I would not be afraid to reach out to give another person a high five or to just say like, hey, we can do this, we can do this. So to me, that kind of commitment I gave myself, I would say, really allowed me to, I would say, do my best and to get acknowledged for it. In one of the other activities, because I kept participating, I was like always raising up my hand. I even wanted to go a second time. I got acknowledged for MVP, which like being, I think all of us innately wants to be acknowledged, and to me, because this time around I played hard and I did my best and got acknowledged for it. Now as I see back to all the other activities that I've done before in like my school life or work or whatever, and I didn't get acknowledged, now I know the reason why. It's because I didn't do to my very best, and in a way I didn't believe in myself. But this time around I knew I could do things, and because I knew I could do it, I could play at a high level. So that to me was something that I realized, and I'm very thankful for this experience, for allowing me to realize this. And because of this, now that I've graduated a warrior, now that I've gone through all these activities, I can safely say that my worldview in a sense have changed. I am now not afraid of playing small. I am very much willing to step up and to play big. And I hope you guys can hold me accountable for that, because right now after all the energy of the camp, a lot of times we just say, but I really want to put it into action. I learned that it's very important to put things out into action instead of just talking. So yeah, these are the three things, the three biggest key takeaway that I've gotten out of the camp that I can summarize into all these 3 points. Honestly, there's so much more, but I hope you have found these 3 points useful, even though you might still be a bit lost on the context of this whole thing. But this camp basically taught me about teamwork, the power of love, and the power of commitment. And I hope that one day you'll be able to join this camp or even be part of the program, the Quantum Leap that I am going through right now, which I just started in March. And ever since then, I mean, you see, as a very introverted person, I'm now like talking into the camera, now already hitting 23 minutes. Okay, I got to like really I got to stop soon. But anyway, yeah, I hope you still feel like you have learned something from this video, even though you might be very confused. And oh yes, at the start of the video I said AHO. AHO is Lakota. It's a word in Lakota, a Native American tribe, Native American language, Lakota language. It means I honor you. And throughout the camp we just keep saying AHO, I honor your truth. So that is something that we have taken away from it, and all of us warriors, we will just keep saying AHO, and that means I honor your truth. So don't be too confused if you keep saying that word around in like my daily writings or anything, because like right now we have just graduated Warrior and we will be, be using their terminology quite a bit. And anyway, I got to go soon. I really hope you learned something from this, because I really did grow from this very highly experiential camp, and all of us have taken away so much more, and I really do thank you if you managed to watch this whole video. And yes, this is my key takeaway, and those who have gone through Enlightened Warrior Camp would know what know this, but it's okay. For those, I'm just going to keep it a bit more to myself so that I don't ruin the experience for others. And this is Warrior Ocean Light signing off. I will see you soon in my next video. Do like, comment, subscribe, and let me know if there's anything I can improve on for my videos, and I will see you in my next video. See you soon. Bye bye.